Like the thing is, after my first like 2 weeks in Germany, I was like contemplating. Is that an English word? Contemplating. I was contemplating going back home. You understand what I'm saying? Like the thing was, it wasn't that easy. It was not a walk in the park. I hated the food. I hated the weather, and I hated how people behaved around me. You know what I'm saying? Like I almost hated everything. So it was just me, myself, and I. Like there was like no one to talk to. There was nothing. So I was really thinking of going back home, but again, I asked myself, like, when I go back home, how will I arrive at home? Do I want to go back home with my head down, or do I want to go home with my head high? So it's like, let me give it a try. Like, I suffered, bro. I really suffered. Let me not lie to you. Like, I went through hell because I had, like, my mental health was really bad at that time. I had gone through some stressful stuff that I don't want to talk about in this discussion. And then, like, I was like, I was so alone. I felt so alone because there were no people like me. Like the area where I was staying, first of all, there was no any black person in that in that area. Like, I was the only black guy in that area, and it was a predominantly white neighborhood. And yeah, like, no one could relate to me, and I couldn't relate to anyone. And yeah, so it was quite difficult. And I didn't even know where the supermarket was. And I remember the first time going, when I found a supermarket, I went inside and I was just looking and I was like, what should I buy here? What is here to be bought? I think there were very few things that I knew about, like rice, noodles, sugar. Actually, sugar, I didn't find sugar. I searched for sugar for like 3 weeks before I found sugar in the supermarket. You know what I'm saying? So, salt, I never found salt like the first month. My first month in Germany, I never found salt. So what I always did was, I could go to a restaurant. When I go to a restaurant and I buy some food, and like there's this table salt, I could steal some salt. I could take the salt shaker, open it, pour some salt in a serviette, cover it, then I take it home. you know I did the same with sugar. Like, I could go to a restaurant, or sometimes when you buy like coffee or tea, you're given like there is free sugar there. I could carry a lot of those sugars, of those small sachets, carry all of them with me and go home. Because I remember, like, I was walking in the supermarket and I had no idea where sugar was. I had no idea where to find sugar. I had no idea where to find salt. Like, for example, in the Kenyan supermarkets, I always knew I'll find sugar here, I'll find salt here. And sugar was like, it's packed differently. You come here, sugar is packed in a paper bag. In Kenya, sugar is packed in a plastic bag. I don't know if it's changed, but the last time I was there, that's how it used to be. And like, here, it is packed in a paper bag, and in boxes. I don't know. There's this type of sugar that is like pellets. I don't know. They called pellets. Like, yeah, I don't know how to call them. Like, they're cubic in shape. Like, they're made in like cubes. So small cubes. They're in a box. So you buy, when you're making maybe tea, you can take maybe 3 cubes and throw them into your tea, and yeah, it works that way. I had never seen something like that. I had never seen anything like that. So, but yeah, it was a nice experience, and I learned the hard way, to be honest. I really learned the hard way. Everything that I had to go through, man. And I remember I used to go to like the most expensive supermarket because I didn't know, like there's, I don't know, bio, and there's the I actually have no idea what these things are. I could just see you go maybe to buy some, for example, meat in a supermarket. There's the expensive meat and there's the cheap meat, and I used to ask myself, now what's the difference here? So the difference, only to find out. It took me 2 years in Germany to come to learn that the cheap meat is from animals that, I don't know, the farmers used a lot of chemicals on these animals, so it's not healthy. And the expensive one is the one that, yeah, is healthy. Like, it doesn't have chemicals. Or has less chemicals, you can say. I don't know if it's completely clean, but yeah. But it was a pretty rough experience, man.